Hey, what's up everybody, the Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Battlefield 2 patch 1.08. Almost said Rise of the Witch King. Old habits. It's not even old. Alright, we have a 1v1 on Forts of Isen II. And our players is Otto is the Elves in the bottom right, who is also known as Archangel. You may know him as. And we have Algren as Isengard up in the top left. So Isengard versus Elves. This game is it's going to be a normal cast, but it is more of a themed cast, as I did with the last one. This was recommended to me to show off features of patch 1.08, and this one it shows off the features of no walls build limit. So you can build walls anywhere in patch 1.08 apparently, which is a neat little feature, I suppose. So we'll see that come into play in this game. I'm hoping. I'm hoping, yeah. That's kind of what I was banking on. I haven't watched it yet. I don't watch replays more than once, so I cast them first time and then I'm done with it. I do not have time to do it twice. So, yeah. But anyway, we are opening with a 2 furnace start here for Algren. Where's his other builder at? Over here? No? Good question. Where is his other builder? Down here. Looking to possibly sneak a furnace down here. Yes, he is. Alright, that's a good place for a furnace. And of course, Otto will be going for some archers, it seems. He's got a few things of a few trees out on the field. Otto's a pretty good player. Definitely one of the better players, so it shouldn't be too bad. The last 1.08 cast wasn't the greatest. I realized as far as like skill-wise was. I was more or less just showing a feature, which is what I'm doing in this cast. But this one should be better, I think. Don't quote me on that, because I haven't watched it, but Otto generally is a pretty good player to watch, so not too worried about that. We have some pikemen out from Algren. I don't know how good Algren is, of course. Never seen him before, but he creeped quite well. Killed those wargs nicely. Ah, he built a very forward Urk pit. Interesting. Will Otto find this Urk pit, though? It's gonna be close. He does not see it, just barely out of his sight range. Well placed, apparently. Otto goes right by it. Ooh, he's so close to seeing it with his archers. Oh, there's no way he's gonna miss it now. He's found it. His archers definitely see that. He's gonna hide right in front of it with some archers. So if any guys come out of this barracks, they will be shot down. While Algren will continue creeping all the layers. Urk pikemen are absolutely great for that. Taking down the wargs in the lair easily. And of course he can go over here and do the same. Otto doing the same on his side of the map here. In front of his base with some pikemen and some archers. Looks like that's where the Urk pikemen were heading next. And they will engage them right there. Otto throwing down his rally call. Algren trying to run away, taking massive casualties. Of course, War Chain and Lorien archers are pretty strong. Seems he went for Vision of the Palantir. Gives a temporary speed bonus to units in the target area. That's what Vision of the Palantir does for Isengard. That's interesting. So potentially he could and look at the sight range as well. Holy shit. Sight range is huge as well. He can see from here to here. Patch 1.08 is definitely different. And of course we have Rallying Call, which is a 50% damage and experience. That's what their Rallying Call does. Otto managed to grab up that gold. Those Borg Riders running right into the pikes. Nice micro there from Otto. Making these pikes run into the way.
Press on.
Lurks is here as well. He'll have to run away though. Well, that single warg actually managed to kill like what, three archers? That's not too bad.
Protect these
And
lands.
these wargs actually managed to clean up the rest of the archers. Absolutely devastating Otto's army over here. And Lurks can stay and start picking him off with bow. Could go in a sword mode if you wanted to, but bow mode really is the best way to do it, I'd say. And we have an Arwen to help deal with these nasty warg riders. This is already a more exciting game than the last one, which I just casted literally, like right before this. But you won't see them for like a week in between. I only do 1.08 cast a week, for now at least. I think that seems well enough. Otto managed to save these elves. Maybe they'll be able to restore. They are level 3. Maximum level is 10 in patch 1.08, which is definitely another thing that's different. Really call going down a majority of the elves here. Berserker came out, starting to slaughter these elves, cleaving his way through the pikemen. And I don't think he'll manage to get the brick pit there. The warg's finishing him off there from the back pretty easily. Although the army of Otto is still here. It's still quite strong. There's a berserker again. Fortunately, he does have a lot of archers to pick that off easily. And the pikes, of course, will help out. And they're actually focusing him. And down goes the forward Uruk pit. He did also build his warg pit. Yeah, that's kind of forward as well. Sounds like Arwen died. Indeed she did. That's unfortunate. She died trying to harass a bit, it looks like. Didn't go so well. Seems most of these players are pretty good. So that's a nice thing. And the warg pit from Algren will go down there. Algren is still pretty strong. He's still got his alerts and such. Although his base is a little bit lacking in defensive capabilities, I'd say. And of course, the furnaces are all undefended. As is our hellish trees. He does actually. Otto still has an army back here as well. He's got an army to defend, an army to attack. The Warg Riders are managing to sneak around and destroy most of Otto's trees anyway. And yeah, the trees just sprout near elves. Doesn't matter if Elven wood was cast or not. Apparently, it's just an Elven thing. That's actually a good thing for Isengard, though. Later on, they can get devastation and actually throw down all of these trees that are sprouting around the Elven base. I'm pretty sure that would work. They are real trees, I would imagine. But I'm not sure. It works with Elven wood. Like the trees that sprout with Elven wood, so I'd imagine it'd be the same thing. So later on, when this looks like Fanghorn, he can just get like 6 grand by just throwing that down on it. It'd kind of be amusing. And things are actually looking pretty bad for Algren, I'd say. This is a bit of a longer replay, so he's by no means dead. I know that much. Summons the Wildman. Good power to use here. Usually good to summon the wild archer line, but archer line is pretty split up here. Someone getting a nice wizard blast. Of course, he gets the fireball now, which you can quickly employ on some Elven asses. He's taking a lot of archer fire though. You just need to be a bit careful. He does have some melee troops onto the archers now, kiting away these guys here. They'll probably need to fireball the elves. Maybe not.
Forward.
He's just kiting them through the guys. Actually a good strategy. As Otto will be taking fire from the fortress and all the units around it. Nice fireball on the pikes. Of course, targeting down the pikes so his Warg Riders can do the rest of the damage. It's actually pretty smart. Same idea goes for archers. Ooh, there's an arrow volley. Nice scatter. Takes very few casualties. I believe Otto is off host. So the host is Algren, which is why he has quicker reaction times, I'd imagine. That does make a difference in games, being off host and on host, believe it or not. The host always has an advantage for being quicker on the old reaction. And power usage and all that stuff. So Otto has some guys in the back here healing up. We got lumber mill and a warg pit over here in the northern part, and an Uruk pit. This player Algren doesn't like to build his buildings in his base, which is actually kind of smart in a way if you think about it, because that's usually the first place an enemy is going to look, is your base. It's also usually the safest place, but at the same time they usually run in and destroy it anyway. He's got the Creebane on his fort. Let's see how far that can see. Just to here. That's pretty far though. Definitely helps. Definitely see incoming attackers from miles away. Well, Arwen's found this base up here. She is level 3. At level 4 she gets the Flood. Of course, it's always good. Great power to have. Looks like he's targeting down the furnaces. She does pretty good damage to furnaces, so she's great for harassing. It's just weird to see the differences between patches. You really notice the differences. Like, no one really harasses with Arwen in Rise of the Witch King. But in like patch 1.08, she seemed pretty prime for it. In 1.06, she's okay. Mainly she's used for her Flood in 1.06.
Protect these lands.
At least that's all I used her for. Other than running her into pointy sticks and dying repeatedly. I used to watch my old videos where I would play live commentary games of Battlefield Middle-earth 2 patch 1.06. I ran a lot of Arwens into Pikes. It's just that was my thing. My signature. Looks like this Urk will fall though. There's the Flood. She did get crippled though. And she's going to fall to Lurtz. And Sauron. Poor Arwen. Ooh, big fireball there. Brutal. Now Lurtz will make a hasty retreat, as will Saruman, as their reinforcements are non-existent. Although all these guys know Pikes, those Warg Riders are going to have a field day. God, look how devastating they are. I've noticed something in patch 1.08. The trample. They don't need much momentum to do trampling in patch 1.08. Which is good and bad, in my opinion. Obviously it's nice for crappier cavalry who don't do very well at trampling. Oh god, it's that again. That noise is so loud, I hate it. Anyway, I'll wait for that to finish. And then I'll pull the screwdriver out of my ear. Wildman being summoned down. Hero volley following though. Fireball instantly killing that int. Someone does need to be a bit careful. He's a little bit wounded. The Fortress of Algren taking a bit of damage here. I don't see any forward wall pieces, so we haven't seen the last of Algren, I guess. Will he manage to save the fort? I think he will, actually. And Saruman kiting the guys, getting picked off by the fort. He's very close to finishing off the last ent. It was a good effort. He almost took down the fortress. Algren is safe, though, for now. Arwen's still on the prowl, though. Gonna take down some more furnaces there. Meanwhile, some Corsairs. Yeah, apparently the in-unit is Corsairs of Umbar for Isengard there. Which is a bit curious. But I guess it works. I mean, obviously you wouldn't see Corsairs fighting for Saruman, but there you go. There it is anyway. The game isn't based around realism of the Lord of the Rings universe, of course. Not really. Otherwise you wouldn't be warring different factions. He was gonna go for the kill, but decided against it because of all the elves in tow. Good choice. He's rebuilding his economy and his structures here. Wildman's about to summon out. Time out there. Now his defenses are looking pretty scraggly. These Warg Riders are going to chase down. Look how slow they're running. Oh, they actually didn't die though. Okay. I was going to say, if they were just insta-dying to that slow move, I'd find that a little weird. Otto's base looks pretty safe right now. You can get a battle tower to hold You got a couple of them actually. That'll hope for Wildman summons to help negate that a little bit. I do gotta say though, with the tree sprouting up later on, this does look like an elven area. I do kind of like that, but at the same time, I kind of hate it. I'm torn between liking the trees and hating it. I don't like it for the Men of the West at all. I will admit. When it starts growing around the fortress, the Elven the Men of the West, it looks silly. It starts blocking the view of the fortress. Maybe it's map specific, how crazy the trees get. I don't know. Farwen chasing down LOTR, probably not the best move. Turn around and beat the hell out of Farwen. Saruman's been an absolute beast this game. Look at him go. His fireballs and Wizard Blast. Wizard Blast comes back pretty quickly as well. That's his fireball. Fireball's slower. Wizard Blast helps take him down. Ooh, he almost died there though. I think his fort might be rebuilding. Yeah, it is. Well, that's good. Elves building a forward wall hub. So of course this is one of the things. Elves can build a wall hub anywhere. For some reason it's pulsating though. I don't know why that is. What is that? That's weird. Maybe to show that it's a wall that's been built outside of the Elven boundaries? Well, with a wall hub up there, obviously I don't think he's going to target this. I mean, he'd be wasting his time trying to target down a wall hub for no reason. But I'm sure we'll see some sort of wall hub come into play. Wall hub action. They also have a little forward base here as well. Otto healing up his Mirkwoods, and he has a lot of peasants. I guess you just use peasants to fill out your army. I guess it works. Some melee guys to stand in front while your Mirkwoods do the damage. Makes sense. Ooh, Otto's got the eagle's nest. He's getting a giant eagle. That'll be useful. And Ward Riders. They'll be great for taking a Ward Rider, that's for sure. Oh, there's Golem, who is very quick and very tanky in this patch. Very hard to catch. I didn't even see him. So you catch him in this, you need like to use a sight power like the Ivory Tower and then know exactly where he is. And run him down with some cavalry or something. That's kind of the way they catch Smeagol in this. Golem, rather. Which is really the same thing. But I did say Golem in game, so I guess it makes more sense to say Golem. Creebane being focused down there. Fortunately, I'll have to focus on that instead. Gravel going down, does manage to actually kill the wargs. The wargs did not stop in time. That's unfortunate. They would have had a nasty run through with the elves if they actually managed to get there. Things are still not going great for the elf here. Otto's getting slaughtered here. Quite badly. Saruman will lead his troops elsewhere. Looks like a arrow tower expansion is being thrown up here. Behind, or in front of the fortress of Isengard. There's a watcher somewhere. There it is, right in the middle of the ford. Kicking the hell out of army of Otto. I'd say both teams are doing pretty well in this match, actually. It's not a bad match to watch, which is surprisingly good. Refreshing. That builder got picked off there pretty easily. Mirkwoods, of course, making short work of him. What level's Arwen now? She's level 5. At level 8, she gets Athelas. Which is kind of cool. That means elves don't have too many heals in the beginning, which is something I've seen discussed in the Rise of the Witch King forum before. Maybe the elves have too many heals. I'd say that's a good way to deal with it, actually. Just move Arwen's heal later. And there you go. Then no one will ever buy Arwen again. And they won't have too many heals. I like that idea. Warriors, of course, are going to make absolute slaughter of these peasants. These are literally called peasants. Just because I look down on them. Saruman's level 9. He does have Dominate, temporarily gain control of target enemies. That could be big. If he takes control of the Mirkwoods, he could absolutely destroy the rest of the Elven army with his own guys. Which would be pretty bad for Otto, I'd say. Bro, does still have this wall hub over here. And there it goes, he's building a wall. I knew he'd eventually do it. And then because it's referred to me for the wall builded, so take a look at that. But that'll be interesting. I don't know what he's going to do with it. It's kind of curious that you can build a wall and box in your opponent. It's strange. I'd imagine a dwarf doing that to somebody who can't actually fight back to be absolutely infuriating. I've had that happen to me where a dwarf would keep me in my corner and then build a fortress next to me. Obviously this is not in 1.08, so you don't have the old... It's making a triangle. Interesting. Is he going to summon Ents inside of it? Can Ents throw over the wall? I don't actually know. I thought Ents couldn't throw over walls. Ents are right there. Okay. So it wasn't for the Ents. Or we're going to respect the Ents. She does have a flood though. Short one for those at least. Okay, he's got his triangle set up. To what end? Oh, he has sunflower. Interesting. Oh, that'll be nasty when that gets thrown down on the field. Yeah, it's doing as much damage as possible to the fort. I don't think sunflower's enough to finish off the fortress, though. So I don't think this game is near completion quite yet. Doesn't look like Isengard's even going to bother with the wall. He's just going to ignore it. I'd be a little concerned if someone was building a wall behind my base. I'm going to be perfectly honest. But hey, maybe not. And yes, Mirkwoods actually can hide in these trees that are popping up. Meaning the Elven Mist upgrade is completely useless, pretty much. I mean, not completely. There's spots where there aren't trees. But for the most part, the Elven units can already hide around the fort. So Elven Mist is kind of pointless, I guess. I think Elven Mist actually reduces enemy armor and damage around the fort, though, doesn't it? I can't say for sure, because I can't actually see the powers by clicking on the fort, unfortunately. I wish you could do that. Sadly, you can't look to see if they're building heroes, you can't look to see if they're building powers. Something I wish the replay functionality had, but it does not, sadly. Saruman should really take advantage of these guys and steal them. Although he's being burned down quickly, he needs to do something. Get out of there, probably. I don't think he's going to be able to get away. Mirkwoods have huge range. He probably should have tried to dominate them. He maybe would have got away. Run. Or fireballed them. One of the two. I'll see how to use the fireball. I wasn't paying attention. Possibly. Yeah, Otto has created a triangle in the back of Algren's base here. Algren doesn't seem bothered though. He's walling him in. That's kind of funny. I mean, Elven walls, I don't know if Elven walls are like paper mache like they were in every other patch of Battle from LOTR 2. Elven walls have always been terrible. So, they might have been buffed in patch 1.08. Couldn't tell you. Maybe that's why he's not bothering with them. Doesn't look like they benefit from the encasing vines upgrade though. He can upgrade to wall hubs though and upgrade to gates. Allow the structure to repair itself automatically. Huh. Oh. Nice, he's walling in this Uruk pit. That'll stop production of Uruks from that Uruk pit. Because if you build them in there, they'll have to fight their way out. That's a curious idea. I hear a Dragon Strike. That would be over here somewhere, I'd bet. No? Where the hell is it? Didn't I? Dragon Strike was cast. here? Perhaps he was trying to hit the army while it was there. That was probably not the best use of the Dragon Strike. Especially since you could see it coming. He got out of the way. We still have Sunflare ready to use for Otto. This might be a feature, this might be a reason why I don't like this wall hub change. At least the way it is, you'd have to build a fortress right here, or somewhere around here, and then be able to do this. Which obviously is not easy to do. Just building a wall hub and being able to build in your enemy's base is kind of weird. Not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it can lead to bad situations. Like this, maybe. Or like I said, the Dwarven situation, possibly, where you couldn't break the siege, and Dwarven walls are so strong you can't actually get through them, and then you'll just have issues. And you get walled in to your own corner. Something like that, really. Flood going down there, killing off a lot of guys. Otto using his Mirkwoods in the trees. Of course, they can stand there and be invisible as well. As long as they're standing still, they become invisible. There's the benefits of having Mirkwoods. It's having a hell of a time getting rid of this battle tower, though. There, it does go down. Otto could really build cements himself. I mean, it's not like he hasn't had the time. He's definitely taking control of this game. He does have some eagles here. Or a eagle, rather. Continuing to wall off the base. He's been holding on to Sunflower for quite a while. He could have thrown it down at any point and probably be recharged by now. Although I guess he doesn't really need to. Is he walling off over here too? He's actually going to wall off the fords. So he can't get, like, attacked by wargs. See, that's interesting to me. Being able to actually wall off one of the entrances in Forts of Isen II. Some might say that's overpowered, some might say that's not that big a deal. I'd say it's a pretty big deal, actually. I mean, it literally either lets you know there's something coming that way, so you have time to react, or it blocks it off entirely and you can't do anything, and they can't do anything about it. And then that forces them to go through a different way. Block off all the ways. That just makes things a real pain. So I can see this wall hub change being good and bad. For a multitude of reasons. This is just strange. But I kind of like it at the same time. There's the Sunflare. Didn't use it a whole lot, but they managed to save these Mirkwoods from dying, though. Arwen's back here. I guess it's a nice little safe haven. I mean, Isengard really can't get through here. You could build a gate somewhere back here, and then be able to, like, open and close this little citadel back here. I'd imagine he could go from, like, here to the wall, and then he'd have literally the back of the base of the Isengard player Algren to himself. Saruman's almost level 10 here. He's got a worm tongue. He's level 1 though. Unfortunately, the eagle does take out that tower. Saruman can finish off the eagle. Oh no, Saruman uses fireball already. Crossbows managed to pick him off. That's a nice pick up there. But yeah, definitely Otto has complete control of the map, as you see here. It was a good game for a while, but then it started swinging very heavily in Otto's favor. So, like I said before in the last cast, this wasn't really casted to show the player's skills or anything. More so, just the quirks of 1.08, like the wall building range. Limits being unrestricted. There you go, he has like a safe citadel to summon the ants from. Can they throw over the wall? Ants can throw over walls? I don't know if I like that. In some of the other patches, you can't actually throw over walls. This seems like it would be easy to abuse. because normally they'd hit the walls or they'd have trouble pathfinding around the walls. I've noticed in other patches. Seems he's doing a bit of damage to his own wall hubs. But he will actually get the fort. And looks like he actually managed to save some space though. Between Saruman's fireball and that, he doesn't want to get Saruman trapped in there. Observate. Of course, this will still remain here. And the damage has been done. It's an interesting tactic though, you gotta admit. I don't know if I agree with it, but I like it nonetheless. The elves still sitting at a sunflower level, not really haven't gained much power points for a while. Let's go back to observing all players real quick. Will he actually get the ring? That'd be interesting. It's possible. Probably not, though. Cloud break. He's looking to get some damage done. Saruman is still on the field, though. He was level 10 now. He's an absolute monster. I don't know if Saruman's... Yeah. I mean, he does one-shot guys, so I guess maybe that's something aggressive stance is contributing to? It's possible. Otherwise, I wouldn't see any reason for him to be in it. Taking extra damage from Mirkwoods. But he seems to do well enough. So good points there. Battle towers continuing to be thrown up on the rivers, trying to keep watch. Yeah, as you see, he has walled off the upper ford here. So the elves won't have to worry about any Isengard attacks from that angle. Or at least he'll have to break his way through. Of course, will make it easier to react to. Sometimes running through there. That was a mistake. Getting absolutely wrecked by these Mirkwoods and everything else here. Unfortunately, the fortress is at half health for him. He does still have his wizard tower. Ah, he stole the Mirkwoods. Finally. Been waiting for that to happen. Otto being forced to use his flood on his own Mirkwoods. Sad day. But they will change eventually back to his side, of course. So maybe he shouldn't have. Isengard's got a battering ram to try and deal with this. He's going to target all the wall hubs, so he can't build any walls between the different parts. Of course, Otto can always make another wall hub. A good way to replace wall hubs is like you upgrade this one, demolish all the ones in between, and just rebuild it in between. That's how I rebuild my walls. If I ever play with walls. It's been a while since I played with walls, but probably just since that free-for-all I played in Res of the Witch King. The last time I ever played with a wall. One of the few I have recently, in fact. Alright, Otto's going for upgrades. And peasants. Great. Great peasants. Seems a Wildman summon is starting to take some damage here. Or do some damage, rather. Led by Lurtz's leadership, which is always good. Although he's running his men into their death, really. Lurtz looking to get out of there. So, big fireball once again. This would be a great time for a Wizard Blast. Absolutely. Him and Lurtz. The two heroes from Isengard has absolutely been carrying Isengard through this game. Saruman and Lurtz. Masters of the universe. Saruman can always be pretty difficult to deal with. His battering ram seems a bit stuck. I still don't know why this one's glowing. Is it because it was the original one? I'm not sure what that's about. If you know, let me know in the comment section. That'd be great. You know anything about anything I'm talking about that I don't know? Let me know in the comment section. I do read all the comments, of course. There are a lot of people that I can't actually reply to because the reply button doesn't work for you. So there is no reply button. So if I don't reply to your comment, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's just because I can't really. Definitely the Elves have the advantage here. The only thing Isengard has going for them are their heroes. And of course that summon end thing is going to be a bit of a disaster for Isengard when it happens again. And of course Elves have started bringing out Ents, the real ones. Oh, right, Treebeard does different stuff in this patch. I guess I could show that off. Obviously he gets the 50% armor, 15% speed, and 20% range leadership for Ents. Near him, he gets close range attack, bombard, usual stuff. He can pick up Merry or Pippin. That is something different. I don't know what that does or what that. Why would you do that? No idea. Or you can evacuate hobbits. Why would you pick up Merry or Pippin? What does that achieve? You have to use summon hobbits to be able to pick up Merry or Pippin, right? Does that make him permanent? Like they can throw rocks in the back of Treebeard while he's and as soon as they get on Garrison, they disappear or something? That would be kind of cool. I am kind of curious as to how that works. Treebeard's still alive. Saruman and Lurt's not quite able to take him out. Of course, he is backed up by some Lorien warriors and Arwen, of course. God. That's flying. Isengard almost has 25 power points. Another anti-hero. Treebeard is taken out though, unfortunately. Arwen got cripple strike. Cripple struck, rather. Although there are Mirkwoods in the trees. If Otto gets Silver Thorns, that would be pretty useful, actually. I'm surprised he hasn't got Silver Thorns. Otto is sitting on a lot of coin, and he could have. Sunflower was used very recently. I don't know where, though. Who knows? Maybe I saw it and actually... Probably right here in this big black spot in the map. The ground is burned. Makes sense. Unfortunately, these Ents will be picked off here. We're going to have to retreat, come back and fight another day. And this Ent will fall again, of course. Not before throwing a rock at the fort. Not actually doing a whole lot of damage either. Otto seems to be struggling here, it seems. What in God's name was that? What is that? Freezing rain? I think that's freezing rain. I don't actually see the rain particle effects, which is kind of strange. Normally I would. Battlefield 1.08, I don't seem to see any. Oh, big attack on the fort now. Still can't hear what's happening. Nice lightning tower. Pick off those Ents before they even get out. These two Ents are still doing the damage. Arwen trying to defend them the best it can. Treebeard's back. This could be it for the Fortress of Algren. I don't know. I don't think he has enough. Arrow volley going down, not quite killing these guys. I think I upgraded Forge Blades now. I think Isengard might lose their fort though. There's enough rocks. Doesn't look like he's even damaged this end. Watcher. Slow him down a bit. Oh, there's the flood, the power. Majority of the base. And the final rock taking out Algren's fort. That was unfortunate. And that will probably be the end of the game right there. He's not dead yet, but it is only a matter of time. Losing your fort is pretty huge. It's not always a game ender, losing your fortress. but he's lost his fortress and most of his base as well. Of course, the Eagle's picking off this Uruk pit back here. He has a few buildings, production buildings scattered around still. We got one up here. And he does have a builder, so he's not out yet. Isengard does have enough for a fortress, but will he spend all his money on a fort? I have no idea. Yes, he will. In the middle of these towers to try and keep it safe. Probably the best place he can put it. Unless it gets it away from this dreadful citadel of walls. Fortress should be up fairly shortly, but the Elves shouldn't really just sit back and wait for that to happen. Looks like Otto will push in with a bunch of Ents, led by Treebeard and some Mirkwoods and such. Treebeard's better when he's standing around the rest of the Ents, though. Throwing rocks with them, I'd say, because of the leadership. You get the range. 20% range, and the armor makes them harder to kill, of course. I don't know how big the actual leadership radius is for Treebeard. I mean, he's obviously getting the bonus. He's not, though. He's that sparkly shit under his feet. That shows he's getting the bonus. So at least to here. This one, nope, not so much. Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to stop him now. Otto will clean up here. And that will be that. His fort isn't even done yet, unfortunately for him. He loses that fort. That would be all his hopes and dreams crushed in one fell swoop. Yeah, really all Otto needs at this point is Ents. Just lots and lots of Ents. I've always liked the Ent as a unit. It's a cool unit. I've always found it to be incredibly weak. Like in older patches, they set fire so easily. Even new any patch really, they set fire pretty easily and die. But what can you do, right? The trees. And this fort will take a massive amount of damage before it even goes up. It'll pretty much go down as soon as it goes up. That's unfortunate. And of course, there's some Mirkwoods here guarding. Won't be able to get anywhere near here. Picked off easily. Yep, they've been slayed. The builder's still alive though. Really take that builder's life. These Mirkwoods have a job. Attack the builder! Oh, he's not gonna attack the builder. That's fine. He doesn't need to. Down goes the second fortress of Algren. He does still have this Uruk pit here, and he does still have... Does he have anything over here yet? Nope. All he has is an Uruk pit. So really, at this point... Yeah. There you go, he quit. Algren has been defeated, and Otto has taken that game. So yeah, well played those guys. It was pretty entertaining. Definitely interesting to see the wall hub mechanic in action, and see how it can be used and abused in play. But yeah, really that's what I was going for that video. I don't know if the next one will be themed or anything. It might just be a cast regular. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you next time.